Hello everybody, welcome to Uddevalla, round 16 of the FIM Motocross World Championship, the MXGP of Sweden, where the World Championship is now starting to draw to a close. Just 5 rounds left. We've got Arnhem next week in the Netherlands, a week off, and then the final 3 races in Turkey, China and Australia. But this weekend, it's worth pointing out that the Glimmingen Motorstadion here in Uddevalla, that's been on the calendar since the late 1950s, having another facelift. I've ridden here as a Grand Prix racer back in the 90s. I've ridden it in both directions, and last year when we came, we had some changes out on the circuit, more towards the finish. So you'll know where I mean. The long downhill, the monster downhill over on the other side of the circuit, we had the changes there last year where we continue to step up. Well, this year they've been at it again, and I'm going to go through some of those changes with you just real briefly. But the first 6-7 corners on this racetrack remain the same, and it's from turn 7 where we will see some changes. So not sure if you can see just over here on the horizon, the start. First corner just down here, second corner here, this right-hander dropping down just the other side of the monster jump here. Behind there we've got the city jump there. Over in the distance, turn 4, turn 5, turn 6, come back up. Right down there in the distance, the KTM banners. Just to the left of the KTM banners as we look there, that was the old Talladega style corner just here. And from there we used to come right up the middle of the circuit through those uphill waves to around about now. There was a couple more corners, lefts and rights, and then we went over towards that Liqui Moly jump. But as you can see now, from that bank turn, instead of doing the 180, it's a 90. It brings us over to here, and then we start using the valley this way and that way, left to right, right to left. And at the bottom of there, in those shallow holes, you've got bank turns up onto the plateau here, and then back around, dropping down the other side of the Monster Energy jump here. And then as we get back up over this step up down there, the old circuit used to have a corner here, a small single, and then the run towards the Liqui Moly jump. But as you can see, the circuit now probably about another sort of 200-300 meters longer than it was previously. Is the track going to be slower? Is it going to be quicker? Who knows? There were some very fast parts on the racetrack in the past, of course. But one thing that I have noticed, all up on here, this will be packed. Of course, Isaac Gifting will be here in full voice. Remember last year on the sighting lap, he wore the Viking helmet, the cape, the flag, and it was a real fantastic atmosphere. All the campsites here are sold out pretty much. They've got a media opportunity in town where they're doing a lot of merch with Viking helmets and all these kind of things. So the atmosphere really starting to build here ahead of this 16th round of the FIM Motocross World Championship. And the fans over there, they may get to see more action because of these changes on track as well, because where they're sat on the hillside, we're now going to be coming towards them, going away from them before they disappear over onto the opposite side of the valley. And so it's going to be pretty interesting to see how things play out this weekend. Now, also on the bill this week, we've got, apart from MX2 and MXGP, where Simon Langenfelder in MX2 has a 38-point lead over Simon Langenfelder. Simon Langenfelder has a 38-point lead over Kai de Wolf now, who's moved into second after what he did in Lommel a couple of weeks ago. Adamo about 10 points further back, give or take. In MXGP, where Roman Fevre 9 points clear of Lucas Koonen. We've also got EMX 250 back on the agenda this weekend as well, and the YZ Blue Crew FIM Europe Super Finale. So we've got 65, 85s and 125s, all with 1 race each. Of course, that will qualify them for a masterclass later on in the year. And busy weekend here in Sweden. So from me, Paul Malin, hope you've enjoyed our brief look at some of the changes out on track. Of course, you can catch all the action live on MXGP-TV.com. And I'll be there every step of the way. Hope you can join us then. Enjoy your weekend and enjoy the racing here in Sweden.